Hi Pisces, welcome to your mid-June deep love read. This is going to be for those of you who are in a deep relationship energetically. So even if you guys are not together right now, it would still be relevant. This is not a singles read, okay? Include those in my other readings. You want to check your rising sun, moon sign, and Venus. If this doesn't resonate, guys, seriously, at least your rising sign. So there are many, many months where you're going to resonate a lot more with your rising sign or your moon sign, and even many months your Venus sign more than your sun. Your sun's only your ego consciousness, okay? So we're going to do two Celtic cross spreads. The first one is going to be subjective pull for your partner, whatever energy you're dealing with. Then we're going to sweep that, and we're going to pull one for you. We're going to do some love oracles at the end. First, I'm going to start with some astro dice of advice. First, for your partner, the energy that Pisces is dealing with. Okay, let's get some crowning advice. What do they need to focus on? Jupiter, second house. Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. It's about the future. Second house has to do with resources and things that we value. Okay, Jupiter is the ruler of the ninth house because Jupiter does rule Sagittarius. So it has to do with belief systems, having to do with resources and how things can be different in the future, moving into the future. Okay. Oh, I don't mean money only by that, guys, right? The second house of resources has to do with things that we value, anything that we value in that way, right? Let's pull an astro card. Uranus, nice. So yeah, we have two Uranus energies here, right? We got Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus, then we have Uranus. This is all about the future. Doing what you're doing now, shaking it up and doing it differently. So this is about doing differently. So this is advice for your partner, right? Or whatever energy it is that you're dealing with. Okay, yeah. What needs to be done differently? It's about focusing on things that are different, having to do with resources, having to do with belief system. This is what they need to do. That's the advice from Spirit for them. Okay. Temperance. Well, well, well. This is beautiful. Okay. So we have the King of Coins energy coming. First of all, you get the most popular card in the deck for them. So I think that they really have very strong feelings for you, Pisces. Okay. Guys, don't try to make this fit if it doesn't fit, because this is like a seriously nice reading. I could see this. We have King of Coins, first of all, coming in. So this is from their perspective, how they view you, how they view the relationship, right? So this is beautiful. I mean, King of Pentacles is an Aries and Taurus energy. Aries is ruled by Mars. About their view of you as somebody who was, just, control of your life, who was very sensual, who had a deep appreciation for beautiful things. Doesn't have to be expensive things, just beautiful things, right? Because Taurus is ruled by Venus. They view you as somebody who's very practical, very earthy, but almost like somebody that they could just share a great meal with, right? Taurus is all about, sharing in the most basic way. A nice glass of wine, a good meal, some beautiful art, some great music, some, anything that would appeal to any of the senses, right? And just really having this strong passion, because Aries is a fire energy. So really having it, having that deep connection. Also viewing you as somebody who has your act together with, and if it's not money, because not every Pisces is going to have money, obviously, right? And whatever that even means. But when we're doing relationship reads, more than anything, coins mean mental, emotional, and physical connection. So I do feel like they view you as somebody they had a very deep connection with, deep, all right? The King of Coins energy is really almost like cut from the same cloth kind of energy. The situation in the moment, how they view in the relationship right now. Oh, I like this. We have Temperance crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. Guys, honestly, if you're in any sort of cyclical kind of situation, you guys know what I mean, right? It's like on again, off again, or even if you never really break up, there's weirdness constantly going on, as far as you're happy, then you're not happy, and it's constant back and forth. Temperance is great because it's an alchemical card, and this is really about cooperation. This is about recognizing what you need, what they need, and what the relationship needs. So this is so important to a healthy connection. And I do think what I'm getting here is that the energy that you're dealing with when they think of you and the relationship right now, this is what they're seeing. They're seeing this able to go on right now, right? And there's healing through this. There's healing through it. And the temperance energy is a Sag energy, and Sag is all about belief system. So it's about recognizing, when I say what you need, what they need, it's not like, I want to have a piece of pie right now, like that kind of, it's literally like how they see relationship and their definition of what healthy is and yours. And then like, what does the relationship need, independently, right? Because the relationship is actually almost like a third entity where the two of you guys meld and become one. So I like that. It's crossed by the Wheel of Fortune, which is a Jupiter energy. So what's good about what I like about this here is that we always have to look at the surrounding cards when we interpret this, because while it's Jupiter, it's also about fate. So the idea here is regarding relationships. The relationship is going to be blessed by Jupiter. Beautiful, Jupiter blessings, but only if the bones are good. And we always have to look at the relationship, and we always have to look at the surrounding cards to indicate if that's the vibe that we're getting, like as readers, right? And yeah. I mean, we have nothing but really nice cards here. So I do feel like that. So it's through this tempering that you guys are going to be able to move forward in a beautiful way. The world energy is no kidding, like just incredible. More specifically, what does it mean? The world is a Saturn energy, but it's the part of Saturn that's after the challenging parts. You have a history with this person. There's no question. You guys have been through a whole hell of a lot, and your partner realizes that, and that is a lot of the driving force behind them really wanting to work this out, is that they see the value in you, Pisces. They see what it is that you bring. They see your beauty. They see your sensitivity. They see all of that. And they recognize all of the stuff that you guys have been through, the cycles, the good, the bad, the in, the out, the this, the that, all of that. And it's really nice. And because it's a Saturn energy, remember, Saturn rules the past. Saturn rules karma. Saturn rules, but it's like when we get the world, the karmic debt's been paid. The dead wood has been shaken off the tree. Whatever was beautiful from the past can come forward, and the rest of the stuff stays behind. And included in what's going to stay behind is whatever ego nonsense was back involved in that. So that's really good. And then we have as the foundation, the Two of Wands. So any wand energy is great in the upright because it's about passion, first of all, right? But I love this. This is Mars and Aries. This is a brand new start going forward, new perspective, fresh initiative. Want to get on that path and say, come on, let's go. We're not going to do that anymore. Now let's go and do this. And being aggressive about it, them feeling aggressive about it, but in a good way. In a good way where it's all about them feeling passionate about wanting to almost to find, dare I say, like a new normal with you, right, in this relationship. So come on, right? As a foundation and a crown and beautiful. Them right now, they are the King of Wands. Obviously, there's no gender. This is not gender specific. This is a Cancer and Leo energy. Wow. I mean, listen, Cancer is fourth house of home. Cancer is all about safety and love and, feeling very connected and feeling very rooted, and they feel rooted with you, Pisces. There's something about you that makes them feel grounded, that makes them feel rooted, something about this relationship. But at the same time, there's this, and while that's beautiful by itself, we have this Leo energy in there that's just like popping with passion. It's just really beautiful. And that's what they're feeling about you, King of Wands. Very nice. I mean, super attracted to you, Pisces. Super attracted to you. Very, very nice. Okay, so that's how they're feeling in the relationship. How are they viewing you? Six of Wands, love it. Six of Wands is all about, first of all, it tells me that they respect you and that they feel that there is such a high potential for just incredible success between the two of you in this relationship. I mean, come on now. What a beautiful reading this is. But I feel like But I'm feeling like there are epiphanies here. And the reason I'm saying that very specifically is because of the Temperance. But I'm going to come back to that. Because I feel like you guys have been going through a lot, but I feel like there's been a lot of realizations that the Temperance is very involved with here. But let's talk about what your partner, that this person's fear is. The fear is the Queen of Coins energy. I mean, so this connection here. So there's, for some reason, right, Sagittarius and Capricorn, they're fearing, are you guys going to really be able to move forward together? Are you guys really going to be able to put in the necessary work, you know, that's required to make this work? Or is it going to fall apart again? You know, because it's in the fear. And because it's a Sagittarius and Capricorn energy, that's, you know, again, Sagittarius is about moving forward, you know, and there's the belief system, right? Luck and expansion in there. Capricorn is all about putting in that hard work. So it's their fear. It's not real. It's their fear. It's their insecurity. It's their vulnerability. And it's probably based on whatever happened in your relationship before. Whatever ended up rearing its head in the relationship before. And we have the final outcome here. We have the Ace of Wands. Beautiful. Beautiful. New beginning. Beautiful passion. And I have just a very I don't want to say this. I have a very Mars energy, even though you guys are so watery. I have a very Mars energy about this, but in a good way, because, you know, even though Mars is a warrior planet, Mars is so necessary to bring us on to this new path. So I'm feeling like whatever, I want to say, I'm being called to say alterations. Okay, I'm just going to keep that. To this relationship, they really need to happen in order for, but I feel like it is going to happen. I feel like the commitment is going to be there, but it starts with the belief system in order to bring you guys onto this new path. So I cannot emphasize enough how important communication is. Communication is so, so important here. Absolutely. And then we have the Hierophant energy. So this is really nice because this is, again, about the two of you sitting down and really, at least from their perspective, looking at what is relationship? What does it mean in society? How have they thought about it growing up? And then really looking at these values. And what I like about it is there's an assessment of where they may have been sabotaging the relationship, and equally so where you may have been sabotaging the relationship. But I think this is so healthy because what I'm getting here with the Hierophant upright is setting boundaries within the relationship and establishing who needs what and who considers what appropriate, normal, and healthy in the connection. You know, does somebody always consistently bring up an ex? Does somebody always sort of forget to remember the other person throughout the day? Is there, and even though it may not really, it may be innocuous to them, it might be very profound to the partner. So it's this really beautiful coming together I'm getting with the Temperance energy of, you know, when you do that, it really, I feel this way. So could you work with me with this? And them doing the same thing. So I feel like they're in a space of feeling like, even though you guys have been through a lot and a lot of it was ugly, they have so much love for you. And there's respect. And there's this desire to just do it differently. And it's through the communication that the Temperance requires, of looking at the belief system and reestablishing a fresh set of boundaries that's going to be able to really bring this to a level that even if you guys have been together 20 years, I don't think you were ever at before. So really beautiful. Okay. Let's pull for you guys. Saturn. Nothing wrong with a little hard work. 8th house, this has to do with blending together, how we show up when we blend with another energy in a connection. And you're going to have to do things differently, Pisces. We got Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. It's all about the future and doing something different. Okay, I like it. Might not be easy. That 8th house energy has to do with other people's resources, how we blend our resources when we're blending with another. It has to do with it has to do with a lot of things, but I'm trying to keep it to the confines of a relationship read, because it also has to do with wills, and it has to do with not wills, actually, that would be a 3rd house energy, but the inheritance, rather, couldn't think of the word. But 8th house also has to do with intimacy. And when I mean intimacy, I don't mean the act of sex. That's 5th house energy. I mean that soul connection, that understanding that the act, that whatever that means in your relationship, it's more about the soul connection. And that's the advice here for you, Pisces, okay? It's about really revisiting what that means for you. Revisiting it. Might not be easy. It depends what sign is on your 8th house in your chart, right? It's going to be different for each of you. Aries, nice. Fresh path, new perspective, feeling good about it. Throwing caution to the wind. I like it. I like it. Beautiful. Okay. Ooh, 2 of Cups wanted to come out, but we're going to throw that back in because I wasn't feeling that it's supposed to be where we're at right now. Okay. There we go. All right. Messages for Pisces. Sun, rising, and Venus. Messages for Pisces. Sun, rising, and Venus. Magician. It's such a Pisces energy. Magician. The Chariot coming into this, okay? Coming into this energy. Okay, the Chariot, this is really just moving away from toxicity towards something that's way healthier for you, Pisces. Coming into mid-June, recognizing some sort of toxicity, some sort of, whether it's a thought process that you had, whether it was dealing with unhealthy energies in your life, whatever it was, moving away from the toxicity, getting on that Chariot and moving ahead, moving ahead. So because this has to do with relationship, I am getting that this could be you realizing some maybe not the best mindset, thought process, things you were engaging in mentally that maybe weren't serving you the best way in order to be the best version of yourself. In relationship in general, honestly, because the Chariot is a major arcana. So that's it's a global energy. So that could just be in general, you identifying that your main default, when you're in relationship, might not be the best thing for you, and you being strong enough to really revisit it. So I have, beautiful. Princess of Wands. I mean, Wands again are will. This is really nice. Scorpio and Sagittarius. There's a lot of attraction here to your partner, Pisces. But Scorpio is also ruled by Pluto, so it's about transformation. So it's like this ending and simultaneous new beginning and this beautiful moving forward on this lovely path. I mean, it really is. Sag is such a great energy. It really is. Again, it's belief system. It's also, not being afraid to explore other elements of the relationship, not being afraid or being willing anyway to explore the relationship in a new and different way, because Sagittarius rules, not rules, but is associated with things that are foreign, things that are different, things that are new, right? So it doesn't have to be like a complete, like transformative kind of like Uranus kind of thing where it could be like rather abrupt and all of that. It could just simply be expanding the bounds of what you guys have shared together, even up to this point. It's being afraid to not go there. It's understanding that, you guys may have been stuck in a rut if you've been in a long-term relationship, or maybe you guys are reconnecting, realizing, like you guys have even more to offer the relationship, right? And I feel like you know that there's more inside of you, Pisces, that you could bring to this relationship. You know, but you recognize I feel like you're in the space of recognizing that maybe you've been holding yourself back, right? And then we have the Nine of Swords. Yeah. I'm really getting this, right? Because this is a Mars and Gemini energy, and it's you. Mars is all about really wanting to move forward. It's rules Aries. It's about fresh perspective, a new path. And Gemini, this is first of all a very self card, right? This is very internal, is what I wanted to say. So it's Gemini, and Gemini rules communication. So it's communication with yourself. But I also do, those of you watching me know, I call this the 3 a.m. card. You know, that 3 a.m. thoughts circling in your head, poking at you, not letting you rest, or getting in your head throughout the day, that, you know what I mean? But the whole point here is the thoughts that you're having, that you're ruminating, are about trying to troubleshoot and problem solve why things haven't been working and how things can be progressed forward in a healthier new path. And what does that all mean? And trying to figure it out. It's going over everything that's happened in the past, and it's trying to figure all of that out to bring yourself onto a new path, away from anything that's unhealthy. Now we have the Four of Wands energies, the crowning. I mean, this is fabulous. This is the honeymoon card. Strong foundation, absolutely beautiful. Jupiter and Libra. I love it. Remember, Jupiter expands whatever it hangs with, right? And Libra is all about that serious relationship, 7th house. It's got Venus in there, so it's about popping that out and really creating this beautiful foundation. And you guys are going to be celebrating and having a good time and just being so happy that you guys are in this beautiful space. Lots of really good communication. This is Mercury in Cancer. Lots of really good communication. And what I like about this so much is that Mercury doesn't only rule Gemini, it rules Virgo. So the communication is that Geminian aspect, right? And Virgo is even having to do with communication, but Virgo is a 6th house energy, but it has to do with health, and it has to do with day to day. So it's like the health of this relationship is going to be brought to a new level via communication. And you guys are going to be so happy about it. There's going to be celebration, even if it's just the two of you. Do you know what I mean? Just being really happy with, with each other and with what you've been able to work out. You could even be celebrating with friends and family. But it's a really beautiful energy. You right now is the King of Wands. I mean, it just keeps getting better and better. Cancer and Leo, yes, 4th house of home. Leo's all about that passion. I mean, there is such an attraction between you and your partner now. Come on, right? I mean, you got a similar energy for them, right? Lots of passion to move forward, though. Lots of passion to, bringing it out of that realm for a minute. Yes, I do get that you're very sexually attracted to each other, but more important here really is this passion and excitement and motivation to move something forward, to have a life together, right? Because that's Cancer. Cancer is about home, to be able to build a home together. Now, whether it's a real home, where you guys actually do move in together, or you get into that beautiful pocket of energy where there's just no question you're each other's person, and you don't have to worry about what the other one's doing and all of that stuff, you know what I mean? And just really feeling very focused on that. So I do see you viewing your partner as this beautiful new path in your life. I mean, 2 of Wands, Mars and Aries, and they're motivating this new path. They're doing whatever they're doing. They might not be doing anything at all, but they're motivating you to want to take on this new path, Pisces. And maybe just being who they are, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's this, you view them as this beautiful energy, this moving forward, this fresh path. And we have your fear. Your fear is the Hierophant energy. I mean, listen, I get it. So you could be really, look, it's a little Pollyanna to think that we could go through many things within a relationship and throw away everything. We're not robots, for goodness sake. It doesn't work like that. Energetically, scars are created. And we have to unpeel them and heal them, kind of like peeling an onion. It happens in layers. And you are such a sensitive sign. You guys are the oldest water sign. You're so intuitive, right? You might be afraid of that. You might be afraid of trusting in the process and all of that, even though this is completely positive, but this is mental. This is your fear, right? You're fearing that. The outcome is temperance. Beautiful. Your partner got this in their situation, and this is the outcome. I mean, I just feel like there's just a lot of beautiful communication. I mean, you can't have temperance without really good communication. But it's recognizing what you each need and hearing each other, not just talking. It's the point of talking if nobody's listening, if nobody's absorbing. But it's absorbed here. Magician. Beautiful. It's Mercury energy. I mean, again, Quicksilver, from an alchemical perspective, this is about transitioning into a beautiful space. Beautiful communication is going to be happening here. But more than anything, you're taking what has been in this relationship and you're turning it into something even better. Because that's what the Magician does. It takes elements of, because you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Obviously, if you guys are still together and you're still trying to work at this, there's something there, right? So you don't want to throw it all out in your attempt to temper, the good, the bad, and the ugly of the relationship. So the Magician is all about, pulling that good, holding that really close, recognizing what needs to be worked on, throwing that into the mix, right? Recognizing the passion that you guys have for each other, throwing that into the mix, right? And then the Magician creates this beautiful new leveling up in a relationship. So, oh my gosh. Gorgeous reading for my Pisces friends, and I am like so happy for you, because I feel like it's been so challenging for you guys a little lately, right? I guess it's been for everybody, but let's pull a crowning energy. We're not going to do the dice for this one, and we'll pull some oracles. Mercury. Stop. Get that Magician going. Yes. Yeah. Mercury. Okay, let's pull some oracles. Get a little more info. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. That is a great piece of advice when we're dealing with temperance energy. This is so good. This is really good. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So some of the issues you guys might be working through are like issues of jealousy. There might have been some codependency active in this connection, anything like that. But it's through Mercury again, all about communication. Yeah. So healthy. So healthy. Yes. I love it. I love it. Wedding. You deserve love. Reconciliation. So some of you may have be in a space of reconciling, right? I did mention about some of you may have been in a space where you guys were on again, off again, right? Then you deserve love. Yeah, we all do, right? But it's nice to be reminded of that. And then wedding. This situation involves marriage. Okay. So, I mean, that could be that you guys end up getting married, or, a lot of people never want to get married. It doesn't make their love any less valuable. So you may at least be in that space on that level of commitment. But this does indicate a wedding situation happening here. Reconciling, wedding, and deserving love. Deserving love. Okay. Yes. Oh, man. That's crazy. Two cool sword energies. I like these. Okay, listen. We got the 10 of Swords, we got the 2 of Swords, and we got the 4 of Cups. So the 10 of Swords tells me past is past. Toothpaste is out of the tube. You guys are all ready to start a new cycle. 10 of Swords is no more playing around. No more playing around. Like, communication that was happening before cannot continue. That Ten of Swords is needing to end, having needed to end. You needed to end a situation because everything just became way too unhealthy as far as communication. Poor, whether it was like a ghosting situation, poor communication, loud communication, manipulative, whatever it was, right? And there needing to be this decision, whether it was cross purposes for one of you or both of you, where it's like, all right, what's my truth? Do I want to be without this person, or do I want to be with this person? Like, what's it going to be? And recognizing in the relationship all the aspects that you really were not happy about. You guys need to bring all of this and put it on the table, because you may end up realizing that a lot of the things you were identifying in the relationship are nothing more than old unresolved wounds and issues that you've carried forward from an earlier part of your life, or they did from their life. So these are things that absolutely need addressing. Let's pull one more line. Yeah. I love that we got the communication card here because this is what's necessary. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Listen, these are all things. You guys are going to need to have some really solid conversations, guys. Okay. That's what these cards are telling me. Okay. Because we have the Six of Swords, we have the Five of Cups, and we have the Five of Pentacles. The Six of Swords is, moving away from toxicity. That this sword energy, the Ten of Swords, was such unhealthy conversation, communication, way of doing the relationship, that somebody needed to leave and move away from what they considered to be the toxicity. Whether it was you, whether it was them, it doesn't even matter, right? It doesn't matter. Now, we have the Five of Cups energy here. Five of Cups is feeling very disillusioned, very sad, very, very deeply burdened by this relationship ending, right? And the dissolution of the relationship, and feeling really hurt about it, and feeling very confused about it, feeling really, really confused. But this needs to be acknowledged. And the Five of Pentacles here needs to be acknowledged. How you didn't feel like your voice was being heard. You didn't feel like you were having your needs met, in that you felt like you were being disrespected, that you were not feeling supported and connected in the way that you really wanted. Now, whether it was real or not, whether for you or for your partner, is actually besides the point, because if it's real for you and you feel it, then it's real. They may not have realized that they were doing this to you. You may have been doing it to them, not realizing or intending to do it. So these are the issues that need to be addressed under Mercury, under this communication. So that is what I have. I think this has been a very enlightening kind of reading for those of you resonating with this, and you're in this space of relationship. Pisces, is going to be a lot of new communication going on between you and your partner, but it's very important that you communicate in a smart way, and not just to communicate to move your mouth. You know what I mean? Address the things that are uncomfortable, is what the cards are saying. Your deep hurts and all of that. And don't be afraid to show up as your most raw self, because I'm getting that your partner is not only going to appreciate it, but they're going to embrace it. And I think you're going to do the same thing for your partner. So this is a beautiful reading, honestly. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.